Uncle Russ. Today I have panel guests, CK and Moore. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm CK Moore from South London, and I'm excited to be here today.
I'm excited too. So, the topic of discussion is going to be mental health, how it's affecting young people, depression. And we got another special guest. Where is he? Where's he at?
Where's he going?
Step two, you know.
Get him to introduce himself. Books. A UK rapper, up and coming. So Books, tell the people about yourself. Why are you here? I'm not going to start the interview yet, but this is a little introduction.
I'm from Barking. Obviously I started rapping, really started rapping seriously about late last year.
Are you excited to be here?
Yeah, I'm excited to be
So
here.
So yeah, depression, mental health is a big thing right now. A very big thing.
And you definitely don't know who has it, I will say that. People look at me and think, oh, your life's amazing. Like yesterday I was literally talking to one of my DMs and they're like, you look like you're so happy. And I was like, you have no idea that some days I don't want to wake up. Like some days I don't want to do my makeup. Some days I don't want to appeal to the world and post on my Instagram and be involved in things. But you know, like you just got to do what you got to do to try and get there. But I've got a really supportive family. And last year my mum hit the nail on the head. And that's when I realised I had a problem and I had to talk to someone. That's what I would say to you people out there, anyone that feels stress or depression, it's normal, and talk to people. Yes. Talk to your friends, talk to your family, talk to someone you don't know. If you don't feel comfortable talking, just talk. Because my mum actually turned around and she said to me, you're scaring me because you're not even in survival mode. And that was such a big thing for someone that loved me to turn around and say to me, you're scaring me because you're not in survival mode. You're not waking up, you're not thinking about when are you going to eat. Like I've lost 2 stone in a year just from depression.
It affects you.
That can happen, all of it,
definitely.
like all of it. So I would just say, just talk to people, man. Like it really does help. Like when I started talking to my friends, I've got some really good friends out there that supported me, and like they encourage me. You know, when you wake up in the morning, just thank yourself for what you do have. Like, if you do feel bad in that moment when you wake up, say, you know what, I think I've got full hair ahead of my head.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you that I can eat. You know what I mean?
Because I can relate to that because, you know, I believe that everybody's got a form of depression sometimes in their life. You know, you can't say that, oh, I never feel low, I never feel down. Yeah. I think us men, you know, we kind of, because it's a bit of a pride thing, an ego thing, we try and say, no, we're okay. You know what I mean? But I, as I've got older, I've noticed that back then I wasn't okay. You know, I can openly say, you know what, I was depressed, I was low.
It's alright not to be okay sometimes.
There was times I wouldn't come out the house. I wouldn't even answer the phone. And you touched on something about the streets and, you know, you say that you got stabbed. And I think it was more of my past. I think with everything that's happening in one go, you know, people dying, you know, close friends going in prison for a long time, you know, I was in such a chaos where I didn't know if I was coming or going myself. And as a young man, I was only around about 18, 19. And I think just the whole pressure of life, it just got on top of me. I chose to smoke weed, really truly. And I want to touch on that because I feel that weed was just a minor help. It weren't helping me long term. And it was probably making things worse.
It also makes you sleep. That's a lot of people's reasons. It's like, oh, you know, I can't sleep. Yeah. So that's one of the reasons why you know, a lot of people start smoking and it kind of takes over. Like you get to a point where you just kind of feel numb when you smoke. That's what I started to feel.
Staying on the cannabis subject, like when I was growing up, because you know I'm a bit old. I'm more older than everyone in this room. I think I'm in my 30s. When I was growing up, the weed weren't that strong. You know, it was all right, but when you look at the weed that's going about now,
it's lame.
Yeah.
There's all different types, all different flavours, all different
They're all
bits.
coming in medical pots and that, you know what I mean?
You got the sativa,
I see it. But talking from an Uncle Russ perspective, that these flavours might be all nice and it might look all good, but what is it doing to your mind? I saw a quote the other day, I follow someone and I think he was having a bit of social war with somebody else. He doesn't smoke weed, but this person smoked weed, and he basically just shut down the discussion. He said to the guy, "Alright, would you let your son smoke weed how you smoke weed?"
Yeah, 100. Because most people that smoke weed will not identify with the fact that they have an issue. Like,
There you go.
it does something to their life.
Yeah.
Like me, when I was smoking, I could say, you know what? I woke up late because I used to smoke. I didn't want to be at work because I used to smoke.
Yeah.
Like, when I come home, there might be certain things that I just didn't do because I used to smoke. Like, and then you get to a point where you start hanging around with people that smoke.
Yeah.
And it becomes a routine.
Yeah. Well, big up the weed smokers, but we're not attacking.
We're not attacking you. We love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
But what this subject is, like I said, we're touching on mental health, you know, especially towards the young people and depression. I read an article the other day, I think it was yesterday, Still Bangles.
Yeah.
You know of him, yeah? You know, he openly came out in public and said he suffered with depression. Stormzy.
And Dave as well, yeah, they all do, yeah.
There you go. So there's a lot of people in the limelight right now, you know, public figures that openly speak about it. And I think as a community and, you know, our older generation with young people looking up to us, we have to show that confidence that it's okay to be open about it, because the pressures of life right now is crazy. One thing I noticed about your tracks, I listened to it. I listened to your lyrics, and you mentioned something about, would you say you didn't smoke because of the way you was brought up at home?
Nah, because the reason why I didn't really smoke, because obviously coming up, mum was into sports, so it was not really my thing like that, innit? So I wasn't really into. I wouldn't smoke. So
Was you a baller?
nah, I wouldn't say I was. Yeah, I was. Every young girl was trying
From football to rap. Yeah.
I was pursuing that.
No, I
that side of
understand.
career.
I understand. You was thinking about your health. You was into sportsmanship and stuff like that. But another thing I noticed, because you mentioned about going church every Sunday, but now you're doing this on a Sunday. Do you want to kind of elaborate on that? Don't worry, the interview's not yet, but I'm just bringing you into the discussion.
That's all. It's quite. I don't even
No,
know.
because it sounds like you're a disciplined young man. Because a lot of 19-year-olds, one thing I'm saying, they got no form of discipline in their life, and sports brings discipline because you got training, and you got to watch your physique. You know, there's a lot of things that sports can bring. So you're showing me you had a form of discipline, and that's why you didn't smoke. Faith. I wouldn't label what religion, because there's so many religions out there. Yeah, but I'm a Christian myself. But I would say, would you believe faith brought a form of discipline in you as well? Locked in. Right, this is the DLow Show. My name is Uncle Russ. Today with me I have the beautiful CK and more. And just joined the panel, Luckbox.
Hey bro.
So we're going to move forward, continue this discussion about mental health and depression. So yeah, depression. See, I can talk about that all day. It is a tough subject because not a lot of people want to talk about it.
They don't. And I will say it's a generational thing. Like, most of our parents didn't allow us to feel depressed, or they don't even know what it is themselves.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
true,
So it's
true.
like, my mum grew up, and a lot of things she would say to me would be like, you need to get a grip, man. You need to be stronger.
Yeah.
You need to be stronger. You
Yeah.
need to build that thick skin. And
Yeah.
it got to a point where I had to turn around and say, Mum, ain't nothing to do with thick skin.
Yeah.
I got thick skin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make someone come tell me something, I'll tell them it.
Yeah.
But it's my mind.
Yeah,
Like, I
definitely.
can't help my mind. I can't help how I feel.
If you feel low, you feel low.
Exactly.
If you
So-
feel high, you feel high. With me, it was just more of like to fix up. But it was a thing, I kind of, because, how can I say, I felt I didn't want to, because in my household, it felt like they had enough pressure going on anyway for me to kind of put my weight, my burden. I didn't want to do that, so I kind of just locked myself away and dealt with it on my own. The things I did to help me, you know, I thank God that, you know, He sent, I always call them angels, because sometimes you meet people in your journey.
like me.
Yes, and like me. Yeah, you meet people in your journey, and sometimes these people don't stay for long, but they're there for you at crucial times. So Luckbox,
Yo.
let us know. We was talking in a week, and you said that you can kind of relate to the subject. So Just open up, bro.
Yeah, so when I was younger, I was like 17, 18, and I was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. So here's the definition, which I found on Wikipedia, so I'm not sure how accurate it is, but it seems accurate to me. It's previously known as manic depression. It's a mental disorder that causes periods of depression and periods of abnormally elevated mood. The altered mood is significant, and it's known as mania or hypermania, depending on its severity or whether symptoms of psychosis are present. Now, in layman's terms, basically, guys, I had mood swings. I had like crazy swings of feeling happy or feeling low. So it was like within 5 minutes, I could be like, hey, all loud, cracking joke, and then all of a sudden, I'm just gone silent. I've gone into this cold, dark place, and it was just like people going, "What's wrong with you?" Like nothing, leave me alone. Like you know what I mean? And it was just really erratic swings of that. And for me personally, what it brought to me, how it was triggered was how it was brought to me. Sorry, it was just a bunch of things. I was living in a very poor household, 15 up to 18. I'm sharing a room with my parents, so as a raging teen, hormones and that, you know, like, can't do nothing. Get me? So it was trouble. It was a struggle. I was out with my friends all the time, and as you lot were talking about earlier with the smoking weed and doing all this nonsense, drinking Hennessy and all that. That was my thing. Like chilling with my friends just to escape the whole thing, because I couldn't really study properly for college. I had limited time to do all my courses. It was just stress, man.
But moving on to the bipolar,
Stress. It was all stress.
How did it make you feel? So you said you had like one day you'll be up, 1 minute you'll be down. What was the what type of character did it give you?
The character it gave me was
I
I felt godlike. I felt like I was above everyone. I felt like I was a prophet. I felt I was chosen. That's how extreme it went. That I thought I was on next planes of like levels of superiority.
Is that when you was on a high?
To everyone. It's just a grandeur of delusion, isn't it? I got to that level and people just thought I was just like absolutely.
Was there anything that kind of mixed? Was you in? Are you a religious person?
Yeah, I was. I was born in a Catholic household, and I skipped all that at one point. We was going to church all the time. The Angelus at 6 o'clock, rosaries on a Saturday, things like that. Levels of Catholicism.
So do you think the mixture of that with what you was going through?
Well, when I went through my struggle,
yeah,
I looked towards the Bible, God, like trying to find out why am I here, why am I going through this struggle.
Was you smoking weed at the
time
as well?
I was smoking weed a lot of the time with pals, and just lost, because when I was younger I wanted to be a pool player, so you know my profile, I'm always playing pool. And my dad had this thing where he didn't support what I wanted for myself, but what he wanted for me.
Yeah.
And they've always been like that. Parents will be parents, innit? At the end of the day.
I've been getting that for years. Like, go get a proper job. Like, when are you going to get a proper job? Like, okay.
Well, you're saying that your condition that you suffered with was labelled by the NHS bipolar.
Bipolar disorder, yeah.
All right, so
and it used to be called manic depression. Yeah.
Manic depression. Because that's what I felt like I was going through a little bit. It must have been I was like a bit of a manic depressant, because 1 minute I'll be high, I'll be happy and this and that, and then one thing will happen, and I'll just go straight on the low. You could see it in my face, you know, that he ain't right.
I'd hum it away sometimes.
And people say to me, Lloyd, what's wrong? I'm okay. I'm okay. That's all you hear from me. I'm okay. But when that door's shut, I'm not okay. You know, there'll be times where I'll just go into my own world. And
that was the thing for myself. I kind of compressed everything I went through. I tried to be as positive as possible and just shut it out.
What I want to touch, did it make you violent? Did it make you a risk to the public?
So at one point my parents got scared because I was at a level where I thought demons were inside, were possessing these ladies who were renting another room at the house that we were staying in. And I punched their door in because I felt they were devilish. So this is what happened to me.
Because now you've touched on that, because I grew up with I've got a friend, and when we was all playing out on the streets and as kids do, he was never allowed out. And when he did used to come out, he will never go home because he knew he might as well take advantage of it. And mixing with us, we was all bad kids, mixing with us, you know, he started smoking weed. But I always say this, that sometimes weed agrees with people and sometimes it don't. But what I'm trying to put out there so we can open up our eyes here, that, you know, there are kids, young men, young women that are suffering with mental health, and we just walk past them. or they do something crazy and we just say, oh, that's the mad boy or that's the mad girl. But we don't actually understand that we're actually sitting back and just allowing it. But what I'm trying to say to everyone is that when you see someone not behaving right, not acting right, instead of just dissing them and treating them like they're scum of this earth, or they're not normal, as a community and as adults as well, because we're talking about the young people here, let's try and help them, talk to them.
And you know what, at the time, they might not even understand it as well, and they won't. I didn't, but I got help from
But
family.
but I believe if you treat someone, because one thing I know is when I was in my dark place, you have the person that will come up to you and say, "Are you alright?" and you say, "Yeah." Then you'll never see them again. But then you have that person that will say, "Are you alright?" and you say, "Yeah," and they know you're lying.
Yeah.
And they put in that little bit extra effort,
Yeah.
where they was then, you know, and then a little hug, and then you see 2 tear drop down, and you know, you start opening up. You know what I mean? That's how it works. So thank you for opening up about that.
One of my parents actually turned around and was like, "We need to take you somewhere to find out if there's something wrong."
Yeah.
And they thought I had bipolar. So when I went and I ended up having the conversation, they ended up saying, "You don't have bipolar. You actually are you got something called traumatic stress disorder."
Yeah.
Which is obviously, I've been through loads of experiences in my life that's kind of brought me to a point. I lost someone that I classed as my brother. He got murdered when I was really young. I got stabbed in like the same month. So it's just a lot of things in a period of my life that make me react in that way towards certain things. And they tried to give me medication, even though I wasn't diagnosed with something in particular. And that's what I was going to ask you, like, did they give you medication? Did you take it? And how did it affect you? Because I would say with me, I started medication and it really did not work for me.
Alright, so medication, I was in the hospitals for 3 months. So I was there for a period of Christmas to my birthday, and which is very sad as well. So it added on to everything, you know what I mean? It made me feel even worse being in there, but they did help. The medication helped in calming me down, slowing me down, but it slowed me down too much that I felt a bit dumbed down as well.
That's how I felt, yeah.
And I started eating so much food, so like you said, that guy, he went overweight, medication can do that to you. So this medication, the olanzapine that they gave to me, made me hungry. I was always eating, always sleeping, just drowsy.
But you know what I found what was my cure?
I had a lack of sleep, so it helped,
But what I found what was my cure, because I believe that everyone gets depressed, everyone feels low.
Everyone has a bit of bipolar.
That's what I touched on,
My cure for myself was more of a positive mindset, because no disrespect, because I put myself in that same category as well. I felt depressed. I could say I was a manic depressant. You know what I mean? But my life is good now. My life is good. That's one thing I want to encourage to people, that if you do feel that you fall into this category, do not think that you're lower than everybody else, because there is a lot of successful people out there, and there's a lot of people that are doing well for themselves, but they go through dark times. They've gone through your dark times, and your dark times actually make you who you are. But what I can say, what helped me more, was realizing that you can start falling into this selfish mindset, because we have to give thanks, you know, and we have to give thanks. And sometimes you just look around just to know that you've got food there, a bed to sleep, hair on your head, you got your sight, you know, you're still breathing. There is always a tomorrow. Today might be bad, but you have the power to make tomorrow be a bit more better. And one thing I lied on was my faith as well. I grew more in my faith, and I believed that, you know, this was my journey. This is much, because we're going to face battles. As young people, we're going to face battles. We're going to hit hurdles, and we're going to slip. We're going to buck our toe.
Feel lost.
But it's they're there to make you.
It's how you get back up from
they're there to make you. Don't let it break you, because if it breaks you now, that's when you can go through this whole crazy journey. Have you got anything else to add on this one?
Yeah, like I would say for me, like I said, I experienced a wide range of medications. For me, it's something I'm still going through now. I'm not even gonna lie to people. As an artist, it's something I'm still going through. I still feel depressed all the time. You know, I lost my job in December because of depression, so it's very fresh still. And it is about mindset, like going back on that is, but when you're in that mindset, you can't tell someone to change their mindset. That is another thing I will say, because when I was suicidal, I didn't care about my mum or my sister or my dad or any of those people. True. I was in that selfish place. And it takes a long time, and it takes work. That's one thing I will say, put in the work. I do 2 things every single day, which has over the past 3 months brought me slowly to a point where I can achieve more and I can do more and I feel a lot happier. And that's, you know, when I wake up I got an affirmation jar. So I've got a really good friend who works in mental health, and I went to her house one day and I saw it. And she just got a jar, literally like a jam jar, and she put like 100 little quotes on paper. Anything that inspires you, like whoever's your inspiration, Jay-Z, whoever. I love Jay-Z's quotes, I love Wayne Dyer's quotes. So I just went through a book with my mum one day, and my mum wrote loads and I wrote loads, and we put it in a jar. And every morning I wake up and I pull a quote out and I read it to myself. And for me it's like, you know, it could be anything. But for me, that is something that said to me, you know what, today that was a message from my angel, because I took that note out today and that's how I'm going to live by it. So that just automatically, when I was depressed, automatically, even if I woke up in a bad mood, reading that quote threw me to a place where I couldn't be in a bad mood no more. Because I had to live through whatever that piece of paper said to me.
One thing I want to add on before we move forward is that what don't break you will make you.
Yeah, make you stronger.
And one thing I want to say to everybody, just to encourage you, because I'm a type of person and I will hopefully stand up and say it, you know, I suffered with depression, I was in a dark place, you know, I had some crazy thoughts at certain times. But one thing I noticed is that when I overcome these hurdles, it made me stronger as a person. I'm not going to touch too deep, but you know, I went through something last year. You as being one of my close friends, you know what I went through, and it knocked me for 6. It did knock me for 6, but I thank God that everything I've gone through in my life, and I'll be honest with you, I can't believe I'm here right now today. I can't believe I'm sitting here on this chair amongst everybody. You know, like God's been so good to me. I'm not gonna lie, but one thing I could say is that because of everything I've gone through in my past, when I was in them dark places, in that dark mindset, because I stayed strong and I didn't let it overcome me, when these hurdles now come in my life, I'm stronger.
How long was I suffering for?
It's a long while.
A long while, was it?
I remember one time I just had to just kind of, because you would say to me, you're okay, and I knew you weren't okay. You know, by the way, anyone that don't know Jay, you know, he's our panel guest. He was on last week. We are good friends outside the show. I've known him since he's been very, very young. I've watched him grow. So yeah, when he said to me that he was okay, I knew he weren't okay. And because I've been in them places, I had to be a bit firm with him. You know,
thank you.
Yeah, to kind of just snap you out. And to be honest with you, to see where you've come from now, to where you was then, to where you come from, like, where you are now, it's amazing, bro. Like, you're working very hard, you look well. Like, before you didn't even look well.
Skinny and mager,
very skinny and stuff like that, but you know what, God is good, and you listened to what I told you, and you've run with it. And you want to let everyone know how old you are?
I'm 25. I think me, as I told Lloyd, I know he disagreed with it. I looked at it as it was payback. All the bad stuff I've done to people kind of catch up on me. You know what I mean? Came out of jail, said, okay, I'm going to turn my life around. Never going to lose my temper again. Never going to do certain stuff. And then boom! All of a sudden, everything was thrown at me. You know what I mean? The mother of my child, she took it to a next level, as Lloyd said. I was in school doing my last year of plumbing, and it was very difficult. Failed my exam 6 times. Kept on failing. The stuff that she was putting me through kept on failing. But as I said, I thank God I'm a lot stronger now. You never catch me lose my temper. Never catch me, you know, losing it again. But it got to a point where, because I heard some of your conversation, and it got to a point where, like, even now, I'm at a point where sometimes I just want to run away.
Yeah.
I just want to be like an
there
island.
as well, trust me.
You know, I want to be an island by myself. Don't want to see no one. There's literally sometimes I wish I could just go in the swimming pool and just sit on the bottom of the water and not see anybody. Even sometimes wake up in the morning, I still feel like that. But that's one thing I'm trying to. Is basically,
you know what? You're doing it. And if there's anyone out there right now that's listening that probably is going through something similar, what would you say to them?
Me, I would say try and get yourself around people. What I did, I pulled myself away from people. I was very ignorant. I would say to people, try and be around people. Try and be positive, and do not be scared to cry. That's what I will say. Don't be scared to, like, me and my friend Lodi see me cry. If you have a good friend, don't be scared to shed tears in front of them. Let it out.
I had to give you some. I give you a hug.
You know, let it out. You know, let it out. Don't, because when you keep it in, you get angry. You know, you become very
But one thing about but see with me, I was never negative towards it because I've been there and I know what it's like as a man to feel low. You know what I mean? And I wasn't ignorant towards it, so I think that's how it kind of helped me support you
towards it
a little bit. CK, do you have anything to, let's say, to the women?
I mean, you did say to put yourself around people, put yourself around the right people. Number one, people that are going to support you, people that are going to encourage you to be better, because you can put yourself around people that are just going to make you worse. At the same time, as in saying that, you can go out there and do other things. And I would say all three of us today have thanked God. And that's something that when I was depressed, I didn't believe in.